Hi, YouTube. Get on up in here. Get on up in here. I wanted to get a small message out for the collective. Yes. So I ain't even gonna worry about hopping on video because my device is about to die. Um, your energy could feel drained, like just very, very drained. And you could feel like you're on your last limb. Yeah, see, the little lotion bottle fell over. I'm sorry. And I feel you, man. It's so draining. It is. Like maybe you you just left a party, or you had to end a party because you was just too tired. Hello, welcome in. Welcome in. You had to end a party because you just too drained. You ain't got enough energy. I know you want to be the life of the party. You want to be, the one that everybody can go to, look up to, this, that, and the third, but you're tired, and I get it. Look, the moon and the death card, it's major. Like, you're super tired. You have to listen to your body. It's not an illusion. When you feel like you need the rest, then rest. We got the Two of Cups here. So it could involve a relationship or your friends, your family, a lover. It could involve a lover. You could want a new beginning with this lover. Or there's a lover that you feel could bring, or that you feel brings a spark of energy for you. There could be a lover that you feel brings a spark of energy for you. Let's see. Yeah, the Eight of Wands. So maybe somebody want to communicate with somebody that they feel is similar to them. And they like touching hands so softly. So this could be somebody that you like really like. Yeah, you're worried about this. You could be worried about the communication. You and this person could be at a distance. Y'all could have been at a distance for some time. Maybe this person blocked you, or you blocked them. Or y'all didn't see each other. It was something about like not seeing. Maybe you didn't see how much of a match this person was for you, or maybe they didn't see it, or you feel like they don't see it. So a lot of your energy go towards this, just thinking about this, wanting to communicate, wanting to know if they may feel the same, wanting to know if they if there's anything there maybe. What is it with this Two of Cups? Yeah. Oh my goodness. That card just kind of like flew crazy. So it's the Sun card though, which talks about happiness, which talks about truth and exposing your truth. So it's something about this connection where this person may, like I said, light up your day, light up your heart, light you up. But for some reason, there seems to be a red flag, like whether that's because y'all are not communicating, or there's been some type of caution in this situation, I should say, like some type of caution. But it seems like innocent, and you feel at peace. You feel at peace with this person. You would love to have a baby with them, possibly. Like you can see yourself happy with this person. Okay, yeah, justice. You feel like they could be your justice after a long time, or after a hard life. Like you're just exhausted and you're looking for someone to be your justice. And there could be somebody that you already have in mind, but it don't have to be. There could just be that you just want somebody. You just want somebody to be your justice. Yeah, okay, well, you probably already have somebody in mind, because I just saw the Page of Swords. I see the Page of Swords, which means like you're watching, you haven't said anything, you're just sitting back paying attention. But at the same time, I feel like There could be some type of truth that you have to share with this person. That could be what holds you back, is some type of truth. Yeah, the Strength card here. Maybe you have a hard time expressing yourself. Or maybe you have a hard time being vulnerable. You know, you don't like to express yourself because you don't really like to be vulnerable. So you keep up that wall, you keep up that guard, and you kind of go with the flow of things. And I've been there before, so I know how that can be. But you definitely see this person being a perfect match for you because I have the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. Or you could be married. It could be you already in a relationship, you already married, and maybe you and your person is on different sides of the track right now. And you're having a hard time coming to common ground because there could possibly be some type of power struggle right now. But I feel like maybe in this moment, if you are already in a relationship and you're worried about your marriage, then I suggest giving it time. You know, pull back a little bit. Maybe your communication is a little too aggressive. Maybe your stance, it's like maybe your stance is not, it's not that serious almost. You know what I'm saying? Like you may feel like it's serious, but if you really actually just sat back and assessed the moment or read the room, then it wouldn't be as tough or as hard as you think it may be. But I see the Temperance here. This person, you could feel like they're your soulmate. That's what you could be worried about. Or it could be somebody that you're not in a relationship with and you just see them at, they could be your soulmate. They could be your wife or they could be your husband. Or, you know, you could see a great life with them. With the Temperance here, but there's been a lot of time or distance in between you two. And I feel like somebody could feel like one foot is in. Somebody could feel like someone has 1 foot in and 1 foot out. But I feel like with this triangle here, I feel like third parties could be influencing your decisions or could be influencing your take on this situation, which is why it's important to kind of keep people out of your business and rely on God and each other to kind of get to the root of you guys and y'all's relationship. Yeah, this Queen of Wands here. Oh, shoot. Okay. I didn't want to say this, but because I do see the triangle, and now that the Queen of Wands is out here, it can be a situation where there's a third party situation. There's a third party situation, so there's like, maybe somebody is having a hard time on deciding who is the right person for them. Because they have a lot of different options and they almost don't want to hurt somebody. They don't want to be the reason for somebody's hurt or pain. Yeah, they're going to have to end it with a Queen of Wands. Yeah. Dang, so this could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You got to end it with a Queen of Wands because you're worried that you might end up letting the person, the actual person that you have strong feelings for, where the connection is mutual, somebody that emotionally fulfills you. In order to get serious with them, you're going to have to end something with somebody. And that worries you because maybe you had some type of attachment to this person where you felt obligated or you feel obligated or, you know, you did, I don't know. What's the Sun and the Two of Cups here? It could have been exposed as well. This relationship could have been exposed. Yeah, the Two of Pentacles. You've been in your head a lot. Yeah, but you're being called to come out of your head or make a decision. It's a struggle. There's been a struggle. And I'm getting more of a situation where there's a choice that has to be made. And somebody could be afraid of making a choice because they don't want to hurt someone. They don't want to be looked at as the bad person for some reason. Yeah, the High Priestess and the Justice. So it's like a secret. Some people could feel like it's unfair because they could feel like the person that you want to connect with is a mistress. Yeah, the Six of Swords in a reverse. So you could have been married when you met this person. And this is the person that you are in love with. And it's hard to move on from this person. It's hard to move away from this person. But at the same time, you feel slightly like you feel guilty. You feel guilty. You don't know what to do. You could be asking God, like, you know what I'm saying? Give you some type of sign or tell you the truth. Because it's like, why did you meet this person if you already had somebody, but you got strong feelings for this person? Hello, welcome in. Yeah, Ace of Swords, that's the truth. Welcome in. Get that like up for your girl. Go on and hit the like button for me. Subscribe to the channel if you catch a vibe. No pressure here, family. I'm going to just tell you the truth. Help you elevate your energy. Okay? Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Okay? But yeah, the Ace of Swords, you got to tell some type of truth. And that's why you holding back this communication, because you feel like it ain't going to be easy. You know what I'm saying? You feel like it ain't going to go the way you think it's going to go. Like, nah, people might be trying to slice throats and stuff, you know? Or maybe you feel like they're not going to let you move on. Or something like that saying, if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. And I feel like you don't want to heat it up in this mug. You don't want to heat it up, but at the same time, you don't know what to do because you like, but bruh, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't risk the opportunity of really throwing my heart away. Like, that would, like, it's hard. It's hard. Like, how can I throw my heart away? Because you can't at the end of the day. And it's a struggle. It's a tough decision. It's painful. Yeah, you definitely got to end it. Definitely got to end something. And I feel like maybe you, like the people could be begging you, or they could just be like pressing. You know what I'm saying? Like pressing. And you don't want to be like, it's hard. You know what I'm saying? It is hard. I've been there. But at the end of the day, it could make you feel selfish to see somebody else hurting. But this is what I had to think about. A lot of people played on the fact that I didn't want to hurt them. You know what I'm saying? So they kept us in situations where we both were hurting, playing on the fact that I didn't want to hurt them, but I was hurting myself. So which one is more important in that situation? Is it me or you? I mean, just being honest, because I can't limit myself if I feel happy, energized, or excited about something. That's like, you know, we know that certain things are good, certain things are bad for you. Certain things are bad for you. We know that. So if you try to have too much, or you trying to be greedy, or you just trying to be selfish, that's something different. But when it's like, nah, I really feel elevation over here. I really feel like this could be a healthy choice for me. Then that's where we got to separate the two. That's where we got to separate the two. Am I just being selfish and unhealthy, or am I trying to make a decision that I feel can be healthy for me? Yeah, the two is, man, what did I just, bro, bruh, what the fuck did I say? Okay, so I got the Two of Swords. I split the deck on the Two of Swords and the Star. The Star talks about healing. It talks about renewal. It talks about pouring into what heals you, what motivates you, what you find easy to love, and pouring out what doesn't. Pouring out what no longer serves you. Pouring out what has you questioning if you're being the man or woman that you are destined to be. You know what I'm saying? So when you get the questioning, am I the man or woman that I know I should be or could be, or that I'm being pushed into, do they align with that any longer? And if they don't align with that any longer, then you got to do what's best for you, despite the fact people are going to be angry, despite the fact people are not going to like that. You know what I'm saying? And with the Two of Swords here, it's like, that's a difficult decision. I get it. I want to put it off as long as I can. Shit, I did. I was in a relationship for 3 years. But on the third day, I knew that it wasn't for me. On the third day. And I put that shit off for 3 years, buddy. And then what's sad is that it got worse. It just got worse, man. It just got worse. So, like, you know, it's only going to get worse, especially because you're not going to revert. You're not going to revert back to, if you take a step towards your healing, if you take a step towards something that feels good genuinely to you, then it's shit. Unless you better than me. If you can go back to some shit that make you unhappy, you way better than me, my brother, my sister, and more power to you. You feel me? But that just ain't me. And I feel like that ain't you either, because if you awaken to a certain feeling that you desire, that you love, that fills you up, then why would you want to go back to something that doesn't? You gotta be cocaine crazy out this mug, bruh. You gotta be wiped out to do some shit like that. For real. I mean, I'm just being honest, because my mind ain't ever worked like that. So I wouldn't understand. Somebody would have to explain to me, and I would have to go into my godly mode and try to show them some compassion, because I don't even want anybody. I ain't gonna say I don't want nobody around me like that, but I am gonna say that if somebody coming to me with a problem and I give you the answer, you try to answer, you try it out, and then you go back to the problem, bruh, do not come back to me. Don't come back to me, bruh. I'm telling you straight. Matter of fact, that's gonna be my fine print. You feel me? You come to me with your problem, I give you a resolution. You take my resolution, you use it for a little bit, and then you go back to the problem. Man, I'm sure y'all can tell by the way my shit like that. I can't stand stuff like that, because when you wanna be, but when you go back willingly, like, oh, you just one dumb motherfucker. I'm telling you, bruh. And it's sad. When I was 17 years old, my baby dad's mom told me. She said, "Oh, you must be retarded too." I was like, damn. But it was the truth, man. It was the truth. You gotta apologize and keep it moving. Like, I'm sorry that this hurt you. You feel me? I really am, genuinely. But I feel like because you can't fix nobody's pain. They gotta fix it for themselves. They gotta fix it for themselves. So if they sitting in a situation where they're unhappy, you wanna sit, that's that misery love company ass shit. I don't like that. I'm a happiness love happiness type shit. You know what I'm saying? If it ain't making me happy, if it ain't quiet too much, then it gotta, like, bruh, come on. Get in your lane, bruh. Get in your lane. Get in your lane and stay there. Get in your lane and stay there. Somebody is just like, they just so fearful. They fear being wrong. They fear being right. Like, you just holding on to fear like you gonna lose something serious. And that's what you gotta work on. That's what you gotta work on, letting go of that fear. Letting go of that fear so you can really get what you deserve out here. Yeah, I got the Lovers and the Ace of Swords. It's a lesson. It's a lesson. Stop doing stuff because it's easier. And start doing things that really connects with who you are. Start doing stuff that really connects with who you are. What is it about this lover situation? What is it about the lovers right here? Yeah. The four, yeah, man, come on, bruh. The Four of Cups. And it fell in a struggle. So the Four of Cups talks about woe is me, victim mentality. The lover that you got to cut off or that you got to tell your truth to or speak your truth to, they could feel like woe is me. They could be feeling like the victim right now. You know what I'm saying? Like they're a victim, but they're not. They're a victor, because I would never want to be with somebody that doesn't genuinely love me. But I mean, people do, and that's cool. That's cool. You're going to learn your lesson through that shit, because at the end of the day, y'all either got one or two things in common. Y'all just some people that don't give a fuck about your integrity, your dignity, your respect out here. You know what I'm saying? So it's just strictly about diddy parties and money. Is you that type of person where you can ignore your better judgment because you content with the material life? If you that type of person, then I can't tell you nothing. But if you a person where you feel convicted because you want to be emotionally fulfilled, you feel a void. You feel a void. There is something missing. You desire more to a relationship. You desire more, whether that's, you always been this way, or maybe that's just you changing who you've been. That could just be you changing who you've been. And you desire more. So if you desire more, then you got to go after more. You can't stay there. You can't stay there. Now, if it's unhealthy, if you desire something that is unhealthy for you, then I wouldn't push you towards that. And I guess that's why you got to sit back and you really got to pay attention, because even on this Two of Pentacles where somebody is trying to contemplate, even on this Two of Pentacles where they like, you know what I'm saying, this or that, there's still one that's higher than the other. There's one that you feel is more victorious than the other. There's one that you feel is more fulfilling than the other. And you could be afraid of being wrong. That's why I said when the Sun card came out, the Sun cards talks about your ultimate happiness. This ain't a lie. But for some reason, somebody is feeling like there could be a gimmick, or they're feeling like they got to be cautious with this because, and of course you do. Anything you put your heart into, you got to be cautious with. Protect yourself. Protect yourself. But know your truth. Know your truth. That's the only way you're going to know what's what. If you know who you are. And coming from, you know, the name of my shit is Chosen for the Struggle. You feel me? Because it hasn't been easy. Figuring out myself, figuring out this shit, it hasn't been easy. It's been a struggle. Just like somebody is struggling right now. But if I gave up back then I wouldn't be here with you right now. If I gave up because the struggle, I felt like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's going to like me. Nobody's going to understand what I'm doing. When I know that I'm doing it from my heart, when I know that it's fulfilling me and helping other people, I'm being myself. That's all I can do. If they don't like me for being myself, that's not my issue. That's a you problem. That's a you problem. And I feel like when people get the opportunity to realize that's a them problem, that's what helps them work on it. That's what helps them be like, okay, yeah, that's a me problem. And they find a solution to their life. You don't have to be the guard for everybody. You don't have to save everybody. You can't save nobody until you can save yourself. You cannot save nobody until you can save yourself. And that's just point blank period. And the Ten of Wands, I already said it was hard. I already said it was a burden. It's the struggle. You got to put in the work that's necessary. Because you've only built blocks. You've only built blocks, bricks with bricks. Some people so damn stubborn. Some people so hard-headed. Some people is so complacent and just okay with little, or okay with anger, or okay with being sad and fighting and chasing after a dude and wondering if they girl talking to somebody like that. That shit dead, bro. Come on, we in 2026, bruh. It's only going to go up from here. It's only going stronger from here. That's why you get older, because you're supposed to level up. Your mental is supposed to level up. Your emotions is supposed to level up. If you still stuck in some 2001 shit, then where is the elevation? Where is the elevation? They said there's so many fish in the sea. You keep pulling your your pole up empty and shit. How is that? How is that? There's so many fish in the sea. But every time you wind your damn pole back, that bitch empty. You stuck with somebody else's fish. Quit playing, man. Or you stuck asking somebody else for their fish. Bruh, that's nasty, bruh. They said teach a man to fish and he'll eat forever. You What this fish shit gotta do? Somebody probably could have ate some fish today. Or I don't know. I don't know. Don't get me to wandering and pondering and shit. I don't give a damn. But for real, bro. For real. Hey, what's this 4 of Cups right here? You burden, bruh. Drop the burden, bruh. Free yourself, man. Whoever I'm talking to, girl, boy, free yourself, man. What's the Four of Cups here? Yeah. The Emperor. Yeah. You out here like a little boy. You moving like a little boy right now. And you a whole grown-ass man. It's like at some point, and I mean, I guess, you know, people get 60, 70, I don't know, before they realize, like, damn, I'm a grown-ass man or I'm a grown-ass woman. But they like, bruh, come on now. You should have more control than this. Just being honest. You should have a lot more control over your life, over your emotions, over your decisions. You should have a lot more control than this. Maybe it's the fact that you can't control somebody. You like to have control over your women. You want them to be happy and giddy and don't tell you the truth about shit, I guess. You want to be left alone. Let you do what you want to do. But that ain't the way life works. That is not the way life works. I mean, it works like that for some people. But I feel like the person that you're connected to, it don't work like that with them. It don't work like that with them. I see the Magician and the Page of Wands. You done seen this person's magic. You done seen their power. When you see this person, you get lit up. Yeah. And it makes you feel like I don't know, it could make you feel like a fool. Or it could just make you feel a little smaller for some reason. You could be intimidated by the way this person communicates. And it could make you feel like it could make you feel submissive and you're the man. Maybe that's what you're afraid of. And you don't want to tuck your tail. You don't want to feel like you're tucking your tail for anyone. Because you are used to having control in your relationships, stemming from trauma, stemming from maybe pain. Maybe you've been here before, you may feel. You've been here before where you done did this for somebody, or you done opened up for somebody, or you done tried to give them everything, or whatever the case may be, and you feel like they just kind of, you know, spit in your face, or it was a lie, or it wasn't what it was. But that be the downfall, man. Holding somebody else, holding a new person accountable for what the past person did. That's why I'm here for you. That's why it's like heal. You know what I'm saying? That's why that's so important, to heal and leave that relationship where it was at. Whether that was a lover or a family member or a friend or a teacher. Whoever, whatever, why ever. And somebody could be afraid of losing that control because of what the past did to them. Even though they feel called. They feel cold. They feel like it could be the best experience, but they're afraid of being wrong. Too good to be true. But ain't even gave it a chance. Or if you did give it a chance, then the first issue you ran away. You ran away. Once the first block came. Somebody could be in regret. They could be in remorse. They could feel they need to apologize. And that could be hard for you to do. It could be hard for you to apologize because I remember one time somebody said, I heard somebody say sorry. I heard somebody say, I'm sorry. And somebody else said, you sure the fuck is. So like, maybe that's what you're afraid of. You're not allowed to be sorry. You know what I'm saying? Because you used to getting so much negative feedback when you genuinely do make a mistake and you try to be sorry. You could have pushed somebody away and you feel guilty. But your guilt is to the point where you're afraid of admitting it because you don't want them to push you away in return. But they said hurt people hurt people. And you could feel like that's your karma. Because you realize that this person is somebody that you actually love unconditionally, and you took them for granted. So you could just be trying to suck it up like, man, it's my karma. We're never going to talk again. It's my karma. They're never going to forgive me. It's my karma that, they're going to go be happy with somebody else. Instead of putting your best foot forward. Because of self-doubt. Could also be because of gossip, conflict in your environment. It doesn't make way for a safe place. You got to create your own safe place. You feel like this person deserves to be happy. You could feel like what you did, you know what I'm saying? It's not going to make them happy. Like they're not going to be happy dealing with you after what you did. And they deserve to be happy. That could be how you feel. You could feel like if it was meant to be, God to bring y'all back together. But they said faith without action is dead. So if you just sit back like, oh, if it's meant to be, then it'll happen. But not putting in the work, not putting in the effort. Let's see, what else we got going on here? Somebody got to get a self a try, man. You got to know that despite your past, despite what you may have said before or still say now, Despite what you may have did before or may still do now, you got to give yourself a pass. Give yourself grace. Yeah, the Four of Wands here. Somebody could be moving away from a relationship or a home. Somebody could be wanting to go on vacation. Just get away for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Get away. Yeah, invite this person out on a vacation. Invite them somewhere for y'all to go somewhere together and, you know, just try to see if, you know, that's a step. Page of Wands, yeah, communication. Communicate that you were immature. The Page of Cups in reverse, what talks about, you know, immature, even immature at expressing yourself. You had a hard time expressing yourself. You had a hard time understanding what you were feeling. You had to go and learn yourself. You discovered something about yourself that maybe you haven't told anybody. There could also be a situation where either your family or the community is watching somebody and they feel like this person is immature, or they feel like this person is closed off. Closed off. Yeah, the Ten of Pentacles. So it's definitely like the community or the environment. What's the Page of Cups in reverse? There could be no communication. Yeah. Yeah. There could be gossip that's creating confusion. But I also said that you had to learn something about yourself. Or something about this person. Or maybe you feel like this person is very mysterious. Like maybe you don't know what to expect. I'm getting like a mushroom. Like a mushroom. I don't know what it is about a mushroom. The Two of Swords here. It's like confusion. Hella confused. Yeah. Hella confused because you have to leave somebody in the cold. You have to, or you could fear abandonment issue. You may not have came up around your parents or one of your parents. So you could have abandonment issues. You could feel neglected. You could feel like the situation is too good to be true, like I said. There could be communication that is making you feel this way. Somebody else's communication. It's like uncertainty. Somebody is feeding on your fear of uncertainty. Yeah, the Eight of Pentacles. You could be watching this person work. Or somebody could be watching this person work. It could be this person work. It could be what this person does for work. Have you feeling like some type of aloof type of energy, like confused. But it could also be assumption and not reality. So you're could be lying to yourself about the truth or about what's real. Confirmation. Yeah, holding back out of fear because of maybe this person's work. Like, for an example, let's just say you're interested in a stripper. You love this person from the bottom of your heart, but because they're a stripper, you know what I'm saying? You like, probably not. But you ain't even opened up and gave them a chance. So you'll forever question on if that was the actual person for you. Or let me just say, like, you know, somebody that read tarot cards. Or somebody that can see right through people. Whatever the case may be. You may be scared of that because you feel like, am I honest enough? You know what I'm saying? Or you don't want them to see some parts of you that you still hold guilt or shame about. You know, so you're wondering like, damn, they can see through people. So if they see through me, then, you know, they probably ain't gonna like me anyway. But that's self-doubt. That's low self-esteem. You know what I'm saying? That you haven't accepted yet. You cover up with something else because it's easier, because this person may, you know, gravitate towards you without looking deep. The Three of Wands and the Three of Pentacles. Feel like you watching everybody be happy, or it's some type of situation where you got people around you that's just happy and they in love, or they pretending to be, or whatever the case may be. But whatever it is, you just like, damn, they happy. You know what I'm saying? And you just waiting on your happiness. You feel me? You just waiting on your happiness, sitting back, just wondering like, dang, when am I going to get somebody to work with? When am I going to get somebody to come in and help me? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, when I'm going to get my turn at happiness? When I'm going to get my chance to be happy? You know? And you're just waiting and you're just watching and you're just like, you know, you could even be going to readers, or you could be doing some type of ritual or some type of spell to even bring love towards you, or and it's like you're still waiting. You're still waiting. And I feel like it's because God is telling you it's time to dive into your energy so you can really see the truth. So you could be dating people, freaking off in the community. Or maybe you run from people. You run from commitment. You run from commitment, but seeing other people happy, or seeing other people in a relationship, or seeing other people in love, you feel me? It makes you sad. You yearn for the commitment. You yearn for some type of love or some type of excitement, but you're not opening up yourself in order to get that, to receive that. Yeah, that's because you got to go heal. You got to go back to self. Go back to self and heal. Man, look, didn't I just say, bruh? Didn't I just say, bruh? Damn. I got the Four of Cups out here, which talks about woe is me. You look at people happy and you say, woe is me. Woe is me. But you're not doing anything that, you're not choosing your own happiness. You got to get clear. Get clear on what brings happiness for you. And then change the way you think. Change the way you think. In order to achieve what you set for yourself. Or what you want for yourself. 45 could be significant. The Nine of Pentacles. You got to become comfortable and happy within you first. Before you would even see. Before you can even see an opportunity or happiness in someone else. It starts with us. It starts with you. It starts with you. Yeah. It's a lot of shame, blame, and guilt. But God is giving you a chance. If you just can flip the coin and land on the other side, you'll see God is giving you a chance, but it starts with you. Your healing, understanding yourself, understanding the reasons for your decisions in the past, understanding the reasons for your actions in the past that keeps you in this energy. And a lot of times it don't even be us that create the shame or guilt for ourselves. It be other people. It be other people. So you live in somebody else's shame and guilt instead of coming back to who you are and accepting yourself again. Well, let's see. What's the final message up in here? King of Swords. Yeah, it's time to,